Hi, this is Tushi from Oregon, and together with Icedale on guitar, Thomas guitar, Kjetil drums, and Espen bass, we are Oregon, like I said. We have a new album coming out, Blackout, and what you might expect from Blackout is pretty much more of what you got from Pure Heavy and Youngblood and Oregon, the one before that, and actually our two first albums as well. It's pure fun rock and roll basically, and but I think maybe every time we make an album we try to give the album and the music a new twist. What we've done this time is sort of go a bit harder on the harder stuff and a bit softer on the softer stuff, and a bit more, we experimented a bit more production-wise with some stuff, and we made the album with a producer called Kato Odland, and it's one hell of a good rock album. So if you want to have a good time, drink beer, and listen to good rock and roll music, Blackout is your album. It's been 3 years since Pure Heavy came out, and over those 3 years we've been basically writing songs on and off the whole time. I think we had, when we sat down with all of our ideas that we have recorded, some are just like the riff and some are like more half a song. When we sat down, we probably had about 70 ideas for songs, which we shaved down to about 30, I guess. And then we sort of finished those songs, and then we shaved those 30 down to 15, and then we entered the studio and we ended up recording 12 of them. Actually, we recorded 13, but number 13 we decided to put back in the vault and maybe use it some other time. It wasn't right there and then, but it's 12 kick-ass rock and roll songs. The biggest challenge writing or making this album is the same challenge as we always have, because when we write music we tend to argue a lot, but that's because we all have the song and the music's best interests at heart, so everyone pushes to get the song to where they think it will be best. So so we argue a bit, but of course we agree on a lot of stuff. So we always end up with songs where we feel that we've written the best possible song, but the real argument or the real challenge that I want to talk about is not actually writing the music. It's not recording the music, because that pretty much goes smooth and well, but our biggest problem is to decide which songs to put on the album and in which order, because there's a full-blown war in this band every time we make an album on this issue, but we always manage to end up with a result that and that you're happy with. But that is basically our biggest challenge, because when we record the music it's all well and good, and when we write it, it's fun. So, but picking out the songs, difficult one. We are extremely pleased with this album. I think it has good songs. It's got good energy, good production, and when we were going to put an album artwork to this, we sat down and threw out a couple of ideas, and one that was the thing that was on my mind at the moment was I've been looking at a lot of artwork made by a guy called Storm Thorgerson, he did artwork for Pink Floyd, Scorpions, UFO, bunch of like up till more recent bands like Biffy Clyro, and a lot of his artwork was really like nice, pretty pictures, but there was always some weird or disturbing elements in them, like if you look at Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd, with two men greeting each other, it's a good picture, but one of them is on fire, and so we wanted to sort of make a more classic look to the album, so we came up with this idea that, you know, on stage I'm usually wearing my white shirt and tie, and we figured that we could use that because it kind of looks corporate in a rock world, but we figured just the picture of a shirt and tie is not really interesting, but we figured what if we give it a twist, and we just fooled around with ideas, and we came up with the idea of the octopus in the sleeve here, and or the pocket. And I brought this idea to a friend of mine who's a photographer, a really good one, called Bent René Sinnevald. And I pitched the idea to him, and he said that yeah, sounds like a good idea, but you should be standing in water because you should add an element where this, because it's a thing that doesn't make sense, but if you put it in an element where it sort of could make sense, then it's weird but also not weird, if you know what I mean. So we got hold of an octopus, and I wanted to use like a raw octopus, but they kind of just look like slimy balls. So I had to take it home and cook it, actually. And then we went to the aquarium of Bergen, our hometown, and we borrowed a huge water tank there, which I stood in while he took the pictures. So it's me in that picture with an octopus that we named Octopussy in my pocket. And then since we wanted more classic look on it, we decided not to use the regular Audrey Horn logo. We went for a more straight font to write both band name and album name. So, and I'm very pleased with this artwork. It's not, it's just, there's no big idea behind it other than that we wanted something that fitted the music and that had a bit more timeless look, not go for whatever every other band is doing right now. So basically that's the idea. So all of you good people of Japan, check out our album Blackout when it's out. It's out January the 12th 2018 on Napalm Records. And we've never played in Japan, so if you like it, convince your promoters to have us over. We would love to come. Peace out. Over now.